You like my TikTok? Did you like that video, the one that with my mugshot in it? Woo! I was drunk in that picture, guys. That is wasty face if you've ever seen it. You guys have seen me more than once shit tanked, but in that mugshot it says it all. I should not have been driving whatsoever. I shouldn't have been driving. Like, don't drink and drive, okay? Something's in my eye. Don't ever drink and drive. I'm gonna put that out there, but getting a DUI has taught me a lot of things. For one, I can't tell you how many times I would fucking booze my ass off, and I would. I'm not gonna lie. I would get behind the wheel, and I like almost have like this, like I'm the best drunk driver in the world. And when you live in the city, it like you are one little fish in a big pond, okay? But when you move out to like a small town, like where I'm at now and where I got my DUI, you're a big fish in a small pond, if you know what I'm saying. So sadly, I like prided myself on being able to keep it together enough to drive for so many years that when I moved out here, I was like, you know, I'm like 34. I can handle this shit. What the hell? I've been drinking for years and driving, right? Got too confident. But that night in particular, if you remember, I was live, and that was probably my number one mistake that night, is being live.
You really know how to pound them down?
I know how to pound them down, yeah, I do. I'm a good drinker. I called my dad to come pick me up, and then he started boozing. Drink and drive, is that what you do? Over the wall with you. I still got another bar to go to. I drink early, so I can be home by 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock.
I gotta get home.
You?
Hey.
Yeah.
I can't hang out that long.
Take me home.
I only didn't drink because there's drinks.
Already got one down. Uber. And it was like a 50-50. Because I knew my dad was drunk too. I was like, well, two drunk people, you know, he ain't gonna get me home any safer than I will. And I was like, I gotta get home. My dad was in my other car, and he went on. So the cop got me. My dad got to go home. He was on his way home at this point. He pulled out. He was sitting there and he watched me. And he said, I pulled out like a bat out of hell is what he said. I don't know. So my dad got home. You know? It was a 50-50. There is no good drunk drivers, but when you're a drunk and you fucking drive, you convince yourself that you were the best drunk driver in the world. Until a fucking cop's behind you, then you panic and your adrenaline goes up and you're like, fuck! All of a sudden you start making stupid mistakes, and then next thing you know, lights are on and you're going to jail. And my headlights out. That was a fucking dumbass thing. What a dumb bitch.
Or doing anything illegal, you want to make sure your car is up to snuff.
So I pull out of the bar. No sooner I pull out of the bar, my lights shine on. Avon Police Department. Fucking SUV. And I was like, God damn it. They just seen me pull out of the fucking bar. So immediately I know I need to, in my head, I gotta get the fuck out of there. So I immediately turn right into a housing addition.
Look at her smiling, dude. She doesn't care.
House, pull in.
She's proud of this shit.
And park. So as I'm pulling in, I see him pull out. And I'm like, oh God. As I'm pulling right into this housing addition, I see him pulling out. And there's no one behind me, so I just know. I just fucking know, dude. So I start driving to go around this little curb, and I pull into this house and just take out my keys and sit there. And a couple of SUVs went by. One was not a police officer, one was a normal SUV. So I start to call D, and a couple of cars are, and I'm almost sure positive that he just passed by. And I'm like, fuck, okay, well, I better sit here for a second. So I sat there for about 5 minutes, 6 minutes. I called D, and I was like, D, I just had a huge scare. I just drove past the police department, or the cop. No, I hadn't called D at this point. Or did I call D? I can't remember. I was drunk. I called somebody, and I said, hey, man, I think it was D, because D was like, where are you? Don't move. And I was like, no, I'm this close to my house. And he went by, and da-da-da-da, it's fine. So I pull out of the fucking thing. I was alone. So I back out, and I go up to the main street, Green Street again, go right, and start going down the road. I'm getting a little ways. I'm shaking like a leaf, too. I remember, I was like, I'm so scared. All of a sudden, like a bat out of hell, he comes flying out of that housing addition, gets right up on my ass. And I'm like, no! No! At this point, my heart is goddamn racing. I'm 10 and 2 in it. I'm like, I'm going to jail. And you know I'm driving worse because I'm fucking nervous and I'm drinking. See another housing addition, so what do? I pull into the left. Oh, it has to be the nicest one, too. I make a right-hand turn because you can go left or right, and he is right up on me. And I call D, and I say, D, I'm going to jail. I know it. He got right up on me, and she was like, oh, Katie, why did you do this? And I was like, I don't know. And I started getting upset, and I pull into someone. No sooner I pull into that driveway, he turns on his lights. And I was like, I'm going to jail. She's like, where are you? I said, I'm in fucking close to my house, Hendricks County, dude. Get me the fuck out of here. I know I'm going to jail. Dude, I knew I was drunk. He was going to smell it on my breath ever. There was no time to think. I was hit like dog shit at this point. He was a nice cop, though. He come up to the door and got my license and was waiting for backup, I'm sure, because it took forever. And in that meantime, I called Meredith and said, Meredith, I'm going to jail. Called Doug, said, Doug, I know I'm going to jail. Doug was so upset. He was like, why would you do this? Like, kept going on. And I was like, bye! I remember saying just bye and hanging up the phone.
Yeah, you treat him like shit every time, anytime.
He tells me to get out of the car. And I said, am I going to jail? He goes, I don't know yet. He goes, have you been drinking tonight? And I said, yeah. I just told him the truth. I said, yeah. He said, I saw you pull out of Legends. He goes, how long were you there? And I said, I don't even know. He said, all right, well, get out of the truck for me. Take the keys out of the ignition, which I already had. Or he told me to give him the keys or something. I don't know. So I gave him the keys. He told me to get out of my truck and go in front of his cop car, and I did. And he was like, all right, the reason I pulled you over is because you seemed intoxicated when you were driving. He was like, why'd you try to ditch me? And I said, because I didn't want to go to jail or I don't want to be in trouble. And he was like, why would you be in trouble? And I was like, yeah, because I already told you I've been drinking and I'm sure. I was like, I have gastric bypass. I think I threw that in there. I said something. I was like, do me a favor and follow my eyes and all that. And then he was like, do this and that. And I was like, I'm shaking. So it was so cold and the wind was blowing. I was like, I'm shaking so bad, dude. I tried. I said, I'm going to fuck this up no matter what. I broke my fingernail while getting the handcuffs on. Got in the car. He said, okay, when I blew into the thing, because I did blow into it, I was just trying to be cooperative because I knew no matter what I was hit. He was like, just blow into this. And when it came back, it was like 2.22 seconds. He was like, okay, these aren't always accurate. We got to take you down to the Avon police station and you got to do a breathalyzer there. And I said, okay, fine. So he puts the handcuffs on, we get in his car. You know, I was trying to be as respectful as possible and do what I was told. So I had to blow. And when I blew, it was like, I can't even remember. It was like, I think it was like 0.4 something, 0.48 or something. I don't know. It was over. It was, or 2.8 or some 0.28, something. I was something 8. And I was like, fuck. And they were like, yeah. They were like, do it one more time. I did. And I said, all right, well, you're under arrest for driving while intoxicated. We gotta take you down to jail. So get in the car, go down to jail. They make me put on an orange jumpsuit, fingerprint me, take my mugshot, thrown into a cell with some other chick. She was, oh my god, this chick was like withdrawing from heroin. She was miserable, dude. So I sat there from like 11:30, and they make you stay there until you're sober or whatever. So my out time was 5 a.m. So anyways, yeah, I had my dad, and then he started boozing. Second mistake was thinking, you know, okay, we'll be fine. I should have just called like my mom or anybody at that point. Man, I'm so pissed off that I did that. I go through so many emotions with this fucking DUI, and then randomly I'll think about it and rethink about the night like really hard, and I was doing that earlier. And I was just like, why the fuck did I do that? I mean, I was guzzling, you guys. That is just terrible. What has my fucking life become, you guys? I had it all and I lost it all. I'm literally losing it all. As you sit here and watch me, this is terrible. I think I'm gonna have a fucking breakdown. It's coming. I feel it. Like I keep trying to fight it off, but it's coming. Yep. Like I told you last time, mentally, not good. Emotionally, nope. I guess it has me talking to God more than ever, so spiritually, maybe I'm doing a little bit better, but still no. Only way is up. Yeah. You choose your bottom, they say. Well, fuck, the bottom chose me. Still haven't drank. So what, I got on probation. It took me a year after my DUI to get on probation. And then what was that, like December 7th or something? Almost 2 months off the sauce. I can't believe it. It does get easier. It does, but it doesn't. It's a hard thing. I can't decide. I mean, here's the thing, is like, I don't know why God is like fucking punishing me. And like I said, I'm like gonna gaslight him soon. I'm gonna be like, listen, don't judge me. This is how I do it. Like, I don't know. I don't even want to tell you guys. Don't look at me. I don't know what I'm fucking talking about. I need to get my shit together. Let me tell you guys something. I just want to thank you guys for being here. You guys are my real, true supporters, and I will not forget this. See, it's easy when you're on top, you know, grounding him off the internet for a few days. Oh, well, sometimes he needs his butt spanked. Anyways, all you guys that are here right now, why I'm down and out, I mean, I'm really fucking down and out. Like, I lost my fucking platform. I'm pissed about that. But on top of everything else that's going on in my life, I have to fucking be sober through it. And it is the hardest fucking thing in my life to try to stay sober, especially through everything that's going on. It's like, any fucking thing else want to happen, just dump it on me, because I'm literally, once I hit bottom, and that's where I feel like I'm at, I'm going to fucking lose it, and then I'm going to have to come back up. I don't know how I'm going to do it. Again, I'm at A. I don't know where B is, but thank you guys for being here. I will remember this. You know what I mean? You always remember who your real fucking people are. I've had so many fair weather friends and shit like that, especially since starting YouTube. Especially, that's where I got to the point where I wouldn't fucking trust anybody. I didn't write anybody back. I had friends who I really thought were my friends, and they were not, and, you know, and you always figure it out. And it sucks to figure it out, but you always do, and I guess it's better to figure it out now than later. So, I'm just saying, I'm taking note of everyone who's around, who's reached out to me, who's there consistently, who still helps the struggle, all of that. You guys are the real VIPs, and I'll remember that when I'm back on top, fuck the rest of them. I'm telling you right now, I'm not in the ballpark of making any fucking friends, and if any, like, of the old people want to come back and be like, oh, where have you been and shit like that, no, where in the fuck have you been? You know what I mean? I know you guys are out there, I see you guys in other chat rooms saying, don't forget, you know, and shit, I've seen a few of the screenshots come back to me. And then some people who I thought were really cool fucking people, I've seen screenshots of them in, like, questionable characters' rooms, and again, I don't fuck with people who fuck with people I don't fuck with, and I'll remember that when I get my fucking channel back. I don't want any of them in there, and you know me, I don't give a fuck. I will start the execution line. Were you here during Instagram chats? Don't you dare, because I got receipts. That's a good thing about this Instagram. I can, like, push this little button up here, and it tells me everyone in this fucking chat. I remember that shit. I remember it. I will.